this is what I think you can do. If the same school teacher only saw black people driving buses, you can be a bus driver. Or just being a bin man, you can be a bin man. You can be a road sweeper. You can be all these things. The reason why I'm saying this is because when I went to my careers advisor, they said, "Oh, do you know what, Dean? You're really clever. You'd be a really good bus driver." What? I don't know how to drive a bus. You can be a bus driver. I don't want to drive a bus.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly enough, and I've said this on a podcast maybe 3 years ago, that same teacher came into the bank asking for a loan. I was like, "Oh, nice to be your bus driver. Oh, you're a bank manager." No, I'm still a bus driver. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, I appreciate the words that you're sharing to say it's ease, but you have to think to yourself, as Sorelli said, if the environment only shows you 2% of the availability, then all you're going to look for is that same 2% of the availability. If you do not know that living in Hackney, growing up in Clapton, that you can be an astronaut because Buddy, who was your next door neighbor, became an astronaut. Do you know what? What do I need to be an astronaut? What, study physics? Let me go and do that. I'm not saying ease isn't included, Rain, but what I'm saying is you have to think to yourself how powerful those people who are your careers advisors, who are the people of influence. It's mad. And the only reason why I say that is when I went to university, the course that I studied was so specialist. I'm meeting people from all over the world. Yeah, I've come here to find out about this very niche market. How'd you get here? My dad paid for me. How much is your course? 100 grand. Right, I didn't even pay. Do you know what I mean? I signed up, I got the right blah, blah. And then meeting these people and finding out what they're exposed to. One of the guys on my course, his dad made Kool-Aid flavors. Kool-Aid flavors. And I was like, I mean, someone has to do it. And your dad is the person that's doing it. So I definitely understand the point you're saying, Rain, and I don't want to shit on it, or whatever word I meant to use while he will add it in. But what I'm trying to say is, unless you are exposed to it, then it doesn't become a reality. And the harshest thing is now, and we can do this, people at home do this, phone relatives, friends, speak to their children, their teenagers, and say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And years ago, growing up, we wanted to be cricketers, footballers. You know what I mean? I'll be an athlete. I'll be a musician. They're now saying, I want to be an influencer. Do you know what I mean? I want to start my own clothing.
To his point, of ease.
No.
Rain's going to retort. Rain's going to retort, and I'm going to go to a point.
It's not about ease. It's about exposure. And this is the point I'm trying to say. If you are exposed to it, bud, if you turn around and say, I Show Speed is a multi-millionaire and he's 23 or 22 or whatever the age is. Why? Because that's all I see, is what I'm exposed to. But you know, you don't see the I Show Speed of astrology, the I Show Speed of engineering, the I Show Speed of
which I'm going to get
which is
into.
I'm a Kaya.
Rain.
No, I don't really have a response. I think in a rounded way, you've come back and said kind of what I've said, which is fine. Not directly, but in a loose way. I think ease is there, and I think I get what you're. So we keep always say, "Oh, I get what you're saying," and then we contradict it. What you're saying is that it's what the individual, the child, or in this instance, what we're saying, what the black person sees as to why they work in a particular way or they do a particular thing. So the I Show Speeds, the Usain Bolts, but then it's what the parents exposes the child to. So I would expose my son to Neil deGrasse Tyson. It goes way over his head, but he just understands there is this man that is an astrophysicist talking about the potential existence of aliens, and he gets paid for it. That's a role model there. I might show him Akala. So he was a rapper in the grime scene, but now he's doing lectures at Oxford and Cambridge. What's Oxford and Cambridge? It's the best universities, apparently, in the UK. Does he get paid? Yes. Does he get paid more than a footballer? Probably not, but he'll have a longer career. It comes, for me, I can't remember who said it. Right, so there's two things. So one, I remember being in a barbershop, and there was a, so shouts out to Lance Barbershop in Brixton. I was in a barbershop and there was a ras called Ecobine. He was on the verge of being off his face, but he said something that landed with me and I'll never forget it. Out of all the madness, they were talking about gal, they were talking about this, and he stopped right in the barbershop. Me and my bedroom Jason was there, and he said, you learn to fly a plane. or learn to understand the law. And like, then I'm thinking, oh, whatever, we're in a barbershop. But now I understand it. Like, if things go down and no one can't be an influencer, or the government bans football, you can fly a plane. And it comes back to the thing of the pilot. And then when you said that, it resonated because I remembered what he said. Understand the law. Like, Wiley, you're saying, oh, your family studied law and you didn't. But technically, you are in the law environment.
I've studied studied employment law, but I haven't studied.
It's law.
I haven't gone down that road.
No.
I haven't gone down that road. That, for example, now I've done that as an adult.
Right.
As a child, I was studying English and media because I wanted to be a journalist. I started having an interest in law, but it was more, and this is what I wanted to get onto sort of here, was that the pressures you have of trying to follow a career path that your family, parents so when we're talking about children and sending them to these schools, and if you go to these best schools, then you can learn to do all these things. If it isn't something that's within them that they want to do, is it their dream you're chasing, or is it your dream you're chasing?
You know
the pressures of that.
You know, when you start talking about dreams and you're talking about, imposing it on your kids and stuff like that, for me, unless your child has got a very fixated mind on something, that dream changes almost on a daily basis. So my son, he would tell me he wants to do anything. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go and do it. And because of that, I've spent much more money than I should do. Some of the things he takes to, some of them he doesn't. However, because I've now got that narrative, and my eldest two kids will tell you that, yeah, daddy's gone soft. Because, now that my son comes to me and he tells me, I don't know, he wants to become a lion tamer.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, okay, we're going to the zoo and you're going to enroll on a training course to tame lions. But the reason why I've done this to him is because I'm allowing him to do this is because I want him to have the opportunity to dream, to look at things and say, you know what, I can do that, because it's also a confidence thing. Now, where he goes to school currently, and I've said this on the podcast before, one of the reasons why I chose that school is because the school has it's not a private school, it's a public school, but it has such a wide range.
But you have to share the locality of the school.
Yeah.
No. Not be downstairs, where it is in London.
Okay.
The cosmopolitan spread of individuals.
And that's one of the reasons why I live there,
school.
because I could move, but I live, so without saying too much, I live in East London, very close to the city. So because of that, there's a plethora of different types of nationalities, cultures, everything. But ultimately, my son's now into skateboarding. Now, at first, I was like, skateboarding? Daddy, I really want to do it. All right. So one day, walking down in the city, I bought him a skateboard. And my son started skateboarding, and he's got someone teaching him. Within 3 months, went up 2 classes. My man's now talking about, Daddy, I'm doing ollies and half board and spike. I'm like, bro, I don't, okay, cool. But whereas with other things he's done, I've had to say to him, come on, let's go and practice this. Come on, let's go and do that. Now he's like, Daddy, can you take me to the skateboard park? Daddy, I've looked up, there's one in Tunisia, which is very famous, that everybody goes, and I'm like, whoa. So giving him exposure to these things, he's now, he's curious. He wants to know. Talk to him about football or anything like that. He don't care.
But then that's
However,
you.
yes, I was just about to say the environment dictates,
But
right?
this is what I'm saying. So when Rain says these things about, well, you know what, it's I want you to you enjoy football. I don't think ease is necessarily what the word. And the reason why I say that is because if you're passionate about something, it becomes easy because you don't think of how hard it is. So, for example, if your partner is a physicist, and they're coming home and they're doing things, and they're doing experiments, or they're doing things, and every day your son sees it and whatnot, and he asks a question and she explains something to him. Tomorrow he comes back and you're doing it again. It's like, oh, so you're doing this, and now all of a sudden it's not hard to him because he's seen it, he's exposed to it, so he's now got an interest, and things that we would look at and right, you understand this, and there are adults who don't understand it, but because you're in that environment, you're exposed to it, it becomes easy to you.